Today's Wednesday, March 25th, 2015, and you are tuned into the Elevator Radio Show. Elevator Radio Show is a proud supporter of the Elevator Life Safety Foundation. To find out how you can make a difference, visit their website today, www.eesf.org. Everybody got a good show for you today, so stay tuned. Here it comes. Yes, good morning everybody. It is good to be here. Man, it's hard to believe that the month of March is almost over, which means that we are giving away another great cool prize pack giveaway. As always, thanks to the companies who have donated that to our prize pack giveaway. Our latest donor, or donor is a good way of calling it, is Collie Elevator from Bensonville, Illinois. I appreciate that. Graciously donated two $25 Starbucks gift cards along with some cool goodies to include in the prize pack giveaway. So we'll be including that. Also, Put at a Plate has sent in some Starbucks cards for $10 every month, which is so cool as well. So we greatly appreciate that. Throw that on top of the $100 Visa card that we give away each month, and you are going to be walking away with some pretty good stuff here that you can take home and brag to your friends that you won on the program. And just as a reminder, to become eligible to win, all you have to do, go over to elevatorradioshow.com if you're listening to the podcast over on iTunes or watching the video online. Go over to elevatorradioshow.com, subscribe to blog via email. It's in the upper right-hand corner. Just put your email address in there, subscribe, activate it, or enter it, and you'll get an update as soon as the show is posted and a new post has been made to the website. So that's how you win, and we give away a prize pack every month, and that's all you have to do. So, and just for legal terms, no purchase necessary. We're getting free stuff is prohibited, and all you need to do to become eligible is to sign up for the newsletter. I don't sell your information or provide you with any other crap or bloggers, or nobody gets your information other than me. And honestly, it's just for your knowledge, so it's a lot easier that way. And the reason why we're doing that, for those of you out there going, hey, well, I'm not getting the email subscriber list anymore, was the reality is because we had so many, a lot of them weren't getting through anyway. So this seemed to be an easier way. It also kind of cuts down on the show prep time in terms of having to do one more thing, because there seem to be about 8 or 9 different activities I've got to do every Wednesday morning, and it's not that easy. So anyway, in terms of weather, if you want a weather forecast for Chicago, it's rainy and cold right now. We did have some snow on Monday. It was hardtack kind of snow, real thick stuff, but again, I'll take that because it's going to melt today, high of 50 degrees. Unfortunately, I think Boston's still covered in snow, and you'll probably be that way for most of the rest of the months there. So yeah, I'm happy to have gotten through March. Seems to have flown by pretty quickly. I'm looking forward to April, and then May, and then June, and then July, getting into some warmer temperatures. Got an email here. I just didn't get through all of them, but just as a reminder, the Canadian Elevator Contractors Association sent an email out talking about the early bird discount for the 2015 SECA convention in Vancouver, British Columbia. You got to sign up by March 31st to take advantage of the offer, and to register, go to SECA Convention, so CECAconvention.com, and that should kind of point you in the right direction in terms of registration and whatnot. So go over, get that all taken care of, And the convention dates, I believe, are the 2nd of June, or they start on the 2nd of June. And unfortunately, I will not be able to attend that, but you guys are going to have a great time. Vancouver's an awesome province and city, I guess I should say. It's not really a province. Hello. And remember, it's early. So those of you out there up in Canada who want to read me out, go right ahead. elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. Send those emails over to us as well. There's some good articles on the show. I encourage you to share them with your colleagues, colleagues as they might say it in the UK. It's hilarious. I've been watching some UK programming on Channel 11, and all the words that they use seem to be a little bit different than obviously what we say here in the United States, and I get a kick out of it. So anyway, and I got a friend who's from the UK who's here in Chicago, so I get kind of a UK English lesson every time I see him, so good time. Anyway, okay, let's get into let's get into the news content of the program in just a little bit. Again, remember to send your email comments to elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. If you enjoy the program, please share it with your friends, your family, your neighbors, whomever you think might be crazy enough to listen to this crazy thing. So anyway, up next, we'll get right into the news. Google stuff and industry stuff was the mechanic who was found guilty in the horrific elevator accident in Brooklyn, New York, was actually sentenced to jail time. It was 3 months, and if you watch the video, it's by far probably not what the victim was looking for, and her point was she wasn't in the hospital already, she probably would have died. So kind of scary stuff. Remember to practice safety, and let's make sure nothing like this ever happens again. Scary stuff. So obviously it could have been a much heavier sentence. I know it was an accident, but still we gotta make sure what we're doing is safe out there. There's an article link. That was a video. This is the actual article, and obviously we hope that all can be learned from this, so that we're not making the same mistakes in the future. Okay, CTA, NBC Chicago. I'm going to just click off of this for a minute. I think it's going to start playing. Has an article regarding that CTA escalator at the Blue Line at O'Hare Airport. Remember how the conductor fell asleep behind the train and then ran into the actual escalator and hurt a whole bunch of people? Well, this is a stupid article. Sorry, I'm probably being a little harsh, but I'm tired. Talking about the fact that despite the investigation, the escalator's still not, it's still not replaced yet. Well, you know what? It's expensive, A, and B, you got to find funds for that. CTA is not exactly the most overfunded organization out there, and so literally, it's like, come on, give me a break, NBC News. You pull an elevator company in there to say, oh, it should be very easy. Just order the same one you had before. Yeah, well, it's not that easy, and the reality is that it's in process, and you got to give them a little bit of time there. So there is an elevator there, and the other escalator is working. So anyway, again, slow news day in Chicago. Somewhat of a silly article. Okay, next article. Do you have an elevator pitch? How many of you out there are ready at a moment's notice to, I guess, literally, tell somebody who you are, why you're hireable, or why you're a so-and-so, and then kind of go from there. I kind of, as a business owner, I kind of look out for people who I'm very impressed with, and try to get an overall feel for them and their character as a person. So whether or not you have an elevator quote pitch per se is one question, but it's not a bad idea to start practicing how you present yourself if you are ever put in front of in front of a person who may be considering you for a job. And it can happen anywhere, not only in an elevator, but anywhere. It could happen at a family party. So just make sure you're ready for that, and just put forth your best face when doing that. So that was good. Okay, Chicago Elevator Association has launched a blog post over on their website, ca-online.org. They have started they're going to have a fundraiser on May 14th at Maywood Racetrack. There's opportunities to not only 10 for $65 a ticket per person, but you can also sponsor the event. Encourage everybody to attend. This should be a great outing. It is going to, the goal of this outing is to raise funds for a scholarship to be given away to CEA member in good standing with any high school seniors about to embark on the next level of education. So we'll see how this all goes. I think it's encouraging to, see organizations giving back to the local communities, and so I encourage you to check this out, sponsor it, do what you can to support it, so that we can make this a success. To register, just go to the register now button link, and it'll pull you up to all the good stuff there, and then there's the button for it. So yeah, should be a good time. I've never been to harness racing. I'm going to find out how fun it actually is. Anyway. Okay, we talked about this article last week in Mumbai. HindustanTimes.com reporting that we don't want to watch cricket. How do I get rid of this thing? I can't get rid of it. And I'm not sure whether or not last week the article stated that she did not die. I don't remember, I don't recall, and I apologize for that. But I thought it'd be important to share again, because terribly scary what happened here. A woman was actually stuck between the floors of a moving elevator residential building, and I'm not sure 100% what happened, but it's just awful. So again, I'm glad to be living in the United States or North America, Canada, where we have a building code, an elevator code that is supposed to prevent against these kind of accidents from occurring. Not that it's perfect, but there are dedicated people working to make sure accidents like this don't ever happen. Inspection agencies and whatnot. So very scary, and again, just important to share that with all of you, and it's not a bad thing to share with your coworkers and friends, even though it's in a different country, because again, it could always be worse. Oh my gosh, what am I? Pull up the next article, and there's an NR experiment with a woman. Okay, I hate these things. Report this ad, it's offensive. Anyway, Newsday.com has an article. I don't know where this is at. I don't know if it's Africa or whatever, but apparently one dies 300 in a CIO headquarter elevator crash. I don't know where this is. My world geography is not very good. But if you read down, a little scary for now, I'm not quite sure about the number of people injured. It was reported that technicians were working on the elevator for decommissioning, and so they were on top of it. One of them loosened the wrong bolt, and it went into free fall. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, note to self. This is like the survival of the fittest here, Darwinism in action, and yeah, kind of makes you concerned when you're again, another reason to be working in the United States or someplace where they actually have rules and laws and people are trained to work on the equipment itself. So terrifying. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Doug's got a new blog post over in his blog. Let's see there. Talking about his return to the land down under. Must be nice to be able to go and promote your company in Australia, especially during some cold times of winter. And glad to hear that you had a good time and what it represents. So pretty cool and nice to see. It's always nice to have distribution centers and companies that sell your products in warm climates, especially the winter time. So Doug, yeah, welcome back. Or well, yeah, I think you're back. Anyway. Okay, next article, considering a counterintuitive path to escape to a fire. This is a great article in the New York Times. Kind of, I believe it was, I don't want to say spearheaded by NEI, but I think it kind of goes hand in hand with NEI, with NEI's Brian Black actually being cited in it, which is awesome. Here's a photograph of World Trade Center number 4. What's cool is that they're talking about how elevators in today's new building construction and high-rise are going to be used for emergency evacuation, and I have to tell you that I'm proud to say that I was involved with the World Trade Center 3 and 4 towers. You look at this photo here, while we did not do all the fixtures in my day job for the job, we did do the hall equipment and then also the lantern. And a funny story, if anybody wants to hear it, I'd love to share with you the background regarding what this whole project entailed and what was involved. But this lantern is a C.J. Anderson lantern. Pretty cool. So anyway, and then the hall equipment is C.J. Anderson. They opted not to go with equipment car station. And again, I can share with anybody off the record kind of how that went down with the architect and whatnot. And so anyway, that's where we're at, and it was definitely fun to be included with that, but yeah, you'll start to see this more. And just as a reminder, if you're listening to the show, elevators at this time, for any existing elevator other than the World Trade Center 3 and 4, should not be used in an emergency unless people have been trained to do so. And right now, regular general elevators are not to be intended for in the event of a fire. But anyways, interesting links in that post itself regarding the World Trade Center tragedy and how the stairwells really didn't work the way they were supposed to. Well, not what they're supposed to, just too many people. Anyway, yeah, it was horrific that day. So, good article, cool to see Brian being cited in that, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that kind of evolves, moving forward. So, just educating the general public is going to be, the next step to that. Okay, more elevator viral video fun. News at yahoo.com has a video. Pranksters surprise people in an elevator with a live weather report. Again, I don't quite understand why this is even a video. Let's see what they... That's hilarious. That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I gotta admit, hey, it's good to see elevators being used in a funny way instead of one that's not, inappropriate and whatnot. So, all right, fun. Okay, this is an interesting WLTX Channel 19 has a blog post talking about in Columbia, South Carolina, and elevators sold exclusively through Coastal Carolina, elevators being recalled over serious danger. What's interesting about this, it looks as if the elevator could open, the gate could open, posing a crushing hazard. 3 reports of elevators operating while the gate door is open have been submitted by the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which is good. It's the first time I've ever seen an elevator-related item that has been linked to the Consumer Product Safety Commission here in the United States. But kind of scary. I give them credit for taking proactive steps to ensure that more injuries are not, or this isn't happening. But kind of scary to see, and again, I don't have all the information on this, but apparently the company, the manufacturer of the lift in the news article, Cambridge Elevating, notes that there's about 240 of these units were sold from January 2006 to December 2009. And again, it's a little scary. If you go and dig down deeper into the article or go to the news report and the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which I think is the next article right after this one, it's a little scary to dive right into it and read the legal stuff that's going on. That's a little scary. So let me see where that was at. If you view the details over on the cpsc.gov website, maybe they're not there. Okay, the remedy is repair. And no, it's not there. I swear I saw some type of legal jargon in here. I don't remember where it was. But anyway, if you have one of these lifts, or you know anybody that has a home elevator that was manufactured by Cambridge Elevating Devices, please contact this website, share the details, and make sure that we can avoid any children getting stuck or anybody else being hurt in a lift like this. So, yeah, so it should be pretty easy to identify, I think. So I don't know where else they were sold in the country, but yeah, I hope we never see an article like this in the future, and you wonder if there's more, coming down the road. Okay, scary article here again in India. NewIndiaExpress.com reporting that an escalator crushes woman's, looks like her arm. Again, India is a country where it is very common. Great, I'm sorry about that. The attire is loose-fitting clothing. I mean, really loose-fitting clothing, and so, proper education, obviously, maybe signage in those countries that show, I don't know what you're supposed to do in that case. Lift up your, I don't know what they're called, sarkas? Is that what they're called? And then the unfortunate part in India that makes things even more difficult is the fact that they have like 14 different dialects. So it kind of becomes an issue in countries like this where attire is customarily loose and long and so anyway, just kind of scary. And this is a reminder to practice safety, and it's not something that should be taken for granted by any means. Okay, next article, WFAA.com reporting a woman who was raped, beaten inside a garage elevator of Baylor last month. This is an article talking about the fact that the hospital, however, didn't notify patients and the general public about the attack. This is a terrible attack. I think people like this are obviously going to go to hell, but I hope when they're caught, they go to jail, and the same thing happens to them by some big dude. It happens every night to them. That's all I can say. But yeah, I don't, you wonder why something like this was not released to, patients and the general public. But again, I don't know all the particulars in it. And again, maybe a slow news day or whatever, I'm not quite sure. Okay, some exciting news from NEEP. Apparently, NEEP has expanded college transfer options. National Elevator Industry Educational Program recently announced that it partnered with the Registered Apprentice College Consortium. The deal grants NEEP graduates eligibility to receive up to 38 college credits at more than 100 accredited colleges and technical schools across the U.S. For the classroom and on-the-job training hours they completed during the apprenticeship. Pretty cool. I think that's awesome. So the list here, according to the Department of Labor, is right here. So let's see, in Illinois where we reside, you got Oakton, cool. It's just down the street. A whole bunch of other community colleges. There's some other technical institutes, and that's great news. So good job for making that happen. Okay, next news article: no charges for teens involved in mall escalator stunt. If you remember, this is the video where the dude spat my butt. Where the kids, I shouldn't call them dudes. They were dudes. One dude held on the outside of the escalator handrail while the other dude videotaped. Got up to the top. He was pulled up to the top, and hit and then fell. No charges for teens involved in mall escalator stunt. I think there should be charges because even though nothing was hurt, damaged or whatever, I don't know what necessarily that would be, but in terms of charges, but make them pass out escalator safety stuff for a month. I mean, why not try to teach them a lesson? They've been banned from the mall for a year, but give me a break. I mean, how are they going to enforce that? I mean, I don't understand. Put a collar on their leg and say you can't come here. But I don't know. There's got to be some kind of law they violated, or somebody should make them do something. So that kind of thing doesn't happen in the future. I don't know. It's a little kind of crazy. Anyway, the last news article of the show: man in court over escalator accident in the UK. Again, I don't quite understand this one. Don't really understand it at all. An RAF officer in court for causing London Tube escalator accident that left woman 15% shorter. Oh my gosh. He was in court, and after, let's see what happened here. He was traveling through London with friends when he tried the stunt at Holborn Underground Station to prove that he could still move. What stunt is that? Okay, he hopped backwards onto the moving handrail of a descending escalator, but lost control and plowed into 3 women. Oh, maybe he went over the side? Again, how do you stop stupid? Yeah, he fell on some women. Yeah, he should be in court. Okay, now I understand. Was not getting it the first time I read it. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee. But anyway, yeah. So they didn't have a chance to brace themselves. Didn't see it coming. Oh, maybe it was on that. I don't even know. Whatever. It's. I guess this is a good thing. But yeah, I don't think he intended to hurt anybody. At the end of the day, still it needs to be, addressed. So anyway, well, that's going to do it for this week's show, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I told you it was going to be a short one. I could have played another video, but for now we're going to give away a prize pack giveaway because I promised that to you. All I have to do is go to a random number generator. That's what that was. Numbers. There we go. Kind of a cool tool. You go ahead, random.org. Anyway, minimum, maximum. Okay, 529. Let's look up 529 on the list here. We will see who is the winner. Okay, 529. Okay, Jeff from Virginia. Jeff, you are the winner of the prize pack giveaway. I should find some theme music for that, shouldn't I? Make it a little more interesting and exciting. Jeff, I will be sending you an email. Looks like you are a mechanic and a listener of the show for the last 4 years, which is great. Appreciate that. I'll send you an email confirming your email address, and as a reminder, all you have to do is go over to elevatorradioshow.com. Upper right-hand corner here. Right-hand corner where it says subscribe to the blog via email. Enter your email address, subscribe to the blog, notifications, blah, 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 and you're good to go. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for this week's show. As always, thanks for tuning in. Remember, be safe out there and share safety with those you work with, those that you are, you see riding equipment you service, maintain, make equipment for. And let's make sure that, articles and stories that link to accidents concerning elevators, escalators, and moving walkways are not in the news. That is my best advice. And that's about it. So have a great rest of the week, everybody. Take care, stay warm, thanks for spring, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.